Okay, so what's up guys? I'm down with another video. Welcome to my channel, Wildlife Around Me. I know it's been a long time since I haven't posted new content, but let's just get straight into it. Today, I'll be listing a few things about the supposedly cute and fluffy neighborhood rodents, the squirrels. Now let's get straight into it. Okay, so first off, number one on the list is squirrel watching. Have you ever heard of bird watching? Is squirrel watching even a thing? Well, honestly, in my opinion, I consider squirrel watching a thing because it's the same concept. You know, you go bird watching and you just have your binoculars up and you just look at birds and in nature, their behavior. Well, the same thing works with squirrels. Okay, so number two in the list, we have Squirrel Stair. Have you ever been in this situation where you see a squirrel that is standing in two legs and is staring directly at your soul? Well, in fact, that happened to me the other day. It's just a picture of that moment. It's kind of creepy, right? But honestly, I find it really interesting because the squirrel is not completely staring into your soul. That would be something out of this world. But what it's doing is just getting information out of you. It's reading you. It's getting to know you without actually seeing you every single day, without even communicating with you. But what they're doing is if they're checking your persona. I don't know if you get me there. Like, it understands whether you attack squirrels, you don't like squirrels, or you have a bad intention against that squirrel. And you will see that after a moment of staring, they will either get closer to you or they will just run off out of nowhere, just because that's what they're doing. They're collecting information out of you, and that's pretty interesting if you ask me. Okay, so number three on the list, we have squirrels remember faces. If you saw my Jello Jacket video, I said that Jello Jackets remember faces. For fact number 8, we have one of the most interesting facts. Did you know that paper wasp, Jello Jackets, they can actually remember your face? It's scientifically proven that wasp and Jello Jackets remember faces with high accuracy. Well, like the Jello Jacket, squirrel remember faces too. Like with high accuracy also. Like, they're really smart animals. That's where the staring comes in. They stare at you, they get the information that they need, and they're just going to remember, and they're never going to forget your face ever. And I encourage you, if you have a backyard or a front yard or a park close by, go constantly to the park, find a squirrel and give it some nuts, and just see how that squirrel's attitude is going to change towards you. Like, each day, every single day is going to get either closer, or it's just not going to take as much time to it to get closer. They will change their attitude towards you. Obviously, if you're good to them, and if you're bad to them, it's going to be a different story. Okay, so for number 4 on the list, we have all the patience of the world. What do I mean by this? I mean that to get close to a squirrel, you're going to need a lot of patience, and you're going to need a lot of time. Here's a clip of me the other days with a squirrel. So I noticed that this squirrel was not that afraid of me, maybe because it was just used to humans walking by it. So luckily I had nuts in my pocket, and I sat down on the floor and I started handing it nuts. Again, nuts. Now, no cake, no muffin, no chips, nuts. Moving on. Again, I was handing it nuts, like really close to it. I was putting them in the floor so he can smell them. He took them one by one, and I sat in the floor for 30 minutes, maybe even 40 minutes, handing out a handful of nuts to the squirrel. And with patience and time, he got really close to me, like so close that like the tip of my fingers close. I was even touching the squirrel. So that shows us that we need to be really patient with these animals. So now that we're done with tips about squirrels, now let's actually get into the real facts. the actual interesting stuff about squirrels that matter, things that actually matter, things you need to know. Some of these things you didn't even thought of them. They didn't even went through your head. Let's start. Number 5 on the list, we have native but invasive. Squirrels are native to a lot of different places, like for example, US, Canada, UK, Ireland, Italy, and South Africa. But even though these are native creatures, they're in the list of invasive species. Not because they don't belong, but squirrels, especially gray squirrels, carry something that is called Squirrelpox. This is something really toxic, but them being the ones that actually carry it, they're pretty immune to it, so it doesn't damage them. It doesn't damage the gray squirrels because it comes from them. But other species that are native, like red squirrels, which are species that are already in danger, they're pretty vulnerable to it. And the red squirrel population are really dropping. They're really low numbers like what it used to be. And the gray squirrel population is like way above the red squirrel's population. And you wouldn't see this as much, but it's bad because gray squirrels also eat like 7 times more than a red squirrel, which it doesn't damage like the food of the area, but it leaves the red squirrels without food, and that kills even more. Number 6 on the list, we have cannibals. Squirrels are cannibals, believe it or not. You thought they only ate nuts, maybe some berries? Nah, I'm gonna tell you something that is really going to surprise you. And I ask for the viewer to have discretion because some of these images might be pretty disturbing and shocking at the same time. So let's start. Some of you probably didn't know this, but squirrels are cannibals, which means they eat their own kind. You know that squirrels hibernate, right? Most of you know that squirrels go through hibernation like bears or a lot of different mammals. And what happens is that squirrels, when they wake up between hibernation and they're really hungry, they're starving, they haven't ate for months, they're going to eat their pup. They're going to kill their baby because they're hungry. They're not going to starve. They are kind of selfish in a way and bad parents in another way. And yeah, so they will wake up between hibernation, and if they do and they have a baby, they will eat it like without thinking twice. It's just like seeing a nut in the floor. They consider it normal food. Another thing is that populations of red squirrels and gray squirrels, when there's a baby squirrel on the floor, they are really vulnerable to grown adult males, because adult males, if that's not their child and they just see it in their territory, squirrels are really territorial creatures, so they will go kill that pup and maybe eat it sometimes. Number 7 on the list, and the last one on the list, is nest raiders. Some squirrel species are nest raiders, which means they go up to a bird's nest and they will make it their own. And it doesn't sound bad, but they don't care if there's already a family of birds in that nest. That's why it's called nest raiding. They will go up to a bird's nest. They don't care if there's already eggs or a parent bird in there. They are really not going to care. They're in need of a home and they're just going to take it. And if there's eggs in that nest, they will destroy them. They will squash them. If there's babies in that nest, if there's little birds on that nest, they will eat them. And if there's the parent is there, they will kill them for fun and they will kick them out of the nest and let them fall to the ground from that height. If you thought that squirrels were cute and fluffy creatures, will you think the same thing about them now? Okay, so guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope that you liked it. If you did, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below your favorite part of the video or the part that shocked you the most, because I know, like for a fact, that one of these things on the list shocked me, because they all shocked me. Like from 5 to 7, all those 3, they really shocked me. I really didn't know about these squirrels. Now, honestly, I'm going to look at squirrels really different, because probably like most of you, I thought that they were just cute and fluffy creatures. So it shocked me. I hope they shocked you in a good way. And again, if you liked the video, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below your favorite part, and I'll see you in the next one.